Hey everybody, welcome to week 2 of macroeconomics. Started out, all of you have been with me. This is a good group of students here. I even noticed all the homeworks for the most part turned in already. So good job. I actually just finished grading them. So again, great. So discussion and homework's real good. Um, Scenery this week is out my backyard where some of you may have had the ice storm experience. So there you go. I posted this on Facebook with a comment about oh comment about holy, Batman reference there. I don't know if you can read it or not about holy spiderweb Batman, but no, it's ice. But anyway, um, so there's the scenery on that. We got the inspiration stuff. Um, can't live a positive life with a negative mind or a negative attitude. So that's one of the things I try to instill, each week a little, motivation or inspiration to have a positive outlook. Things, may be bad, so forth. But you gotta stay strong even when it feels like everything's falling apart or life happens. One of the things I mentioned about is school has to be something that you do, but it all has to be something you want to do. Um, you know, Part of school is learning stuff versus doing stuff. Some people do the Sunday night thing. You're not learning anything. You're just going through these motions to get assignments turned in. Kind of like a lot of us did back in high school days. We're not learning anything. We're just going through the motions. And, that's the wrong reason to be going to school, be going to college. You're supposed to be learning this stuff, but also liking what you're learning and enjoying it. So, I mean, that's one of the other aspects of it. Along the same thing there, as far as being inspired, I've seen a YouTube video. The song's been out a couple of years, but um, I just thought it was a nice story. It starts out first 5-10 seconds in this video here. Uh, there's a kid, talking about cystic fibrosis. I think that's the right one. Yeah. But anyway, so this video is, I thought it would be a good theme song for everybody. If you listen to the lyrics about living life and, having done everything you wanted to do, and, school should be part of one of those things you're wanting to do, not doing something because, oh, you have to do it. So, so that's why I mentioned that. So, but then when you get into YouTube, there it is. Or if you want to look on my Facebook page, where is that? It's down about 3 or 4. Plus I got the picture in there. And then if you're interested in a charity, I kind of like, this is pretty spiffy. This guy wrote this song here. I know him, and so that's how I found out about that charity there. But anyway, so there's that. If you're interested on Facebook, that's me. So you can find me there. All right, and so current last week, real good. All of you have been in there doing super on the the discussions and all the homework. So, I mean, I think I got all the homeworks created too. So, good job on that. Upcoming week discussion, we will be on the, you got the $100 good and services there. So, that part. Also, you'll have the, on the assignment, same thing. You have the, get up there. Oops. I'm sorry, I got the wrong thing in there, but your homeworks, pretty much same format as before. You got the questions for review. So we got that part, and then we go into the chapters this week. So you got 3 chapters, 4, 5, and 6 here. So supply and demand. So these chapters are very good at explaining how everything pretty much works. The supply and demand thing. One of the things I always tell you about in all the courses is pay attention to the definitions. The term market in economics might be a little different than market in marketing. So that's the other thing. All these different categories, be it economics, marketing, finance, have their own languages sometimes. So you got to pay attention to what that's all about. Chapter 5 has to do with the income, the GDP, which is gross domestic product. So there again, how is it measured? Again, definitions. How do we come up with stuff and measure it? So that, again, a lot of good information in there on that. A lot of slides. You got a lot of slides in here, but again. And again, what I mentioned in some of the other courses is understanding how this stuff works. You may not be an expert on it, but you need to know enough to understand how it works, why it works certain ways. When people present arguments, do you agree with it or do you disagree because you understand why it is a certain way? And that's something I think we lack a lot of times, is we'll have arguments out there for or against, but the people that are doing the arguing don't necessarily understand why it is a certain way. It may not be good that it's a certain way, but understand why it's that way. Measuring cost of living. Again, one of the things I think we're all realize is that cost of living, or the lower wages, have not kept up with the cost of living. There's a lot of reasons for that. You may have heard me mention in some other courses about, Walmart, an example, the $15 thing, and there was a study done that, if Walmart actually tomorrow morning gave everybody that $15, they'd be out of business in a week, because the increase in the wages plus the associated taxes that go with those wages would exceed the profits the company brings, even though the company makes billions in profits. Again, and so those are understanding why it works that way. Measuring, this chapter here covers how it's all measured and why. And then back on my thing about, the profit thing, you'll hear arguments about, these corporations that make all this money, and, talking about it like it's a person making that money. Now, I do agree that CEOs make way too much money. I do think they should be paid. It's okay to pay them $1 million, $2 million. That's a lot of money to us, but again, that's okay to pay them that money. But when you get into these people getting these $10, $20, $50 million salaries as CEOs, and these multi-million-dollar bonuses and all this other stuff, that I think that's gone way too far. But the profit side of it, the profits go to people, investors, people who buy stocks in those companies, people who have retirement plans, and that's one of the issues, people don't realize is, union, non-union, regardless, most retirement plans have portfolios where there's purchases. So again, that impacts the economy. If they didn't do that, you wouldn't have the retirement plans. If you're ever curious, look at your Social Security account. Go in there and get access to your account, and just kind of look at how much you put in a lifetime into Social Security, and then the employers match that. But again, look at what that totals up to. There's no way does it match what you'll actually get in retirement benefits after you retire. If you hang around 20, 30 years, you're getting more back on that retirement than you ever paid into it. And the same thing with these companies and these portfolios and everything. That's why they do that. You have to figure out a way to make money, so the money is there to pay the retirement plans as people retire. So there's a lot to understand, but what's important is that, depending on where you're at down the road, is understanding how this stuff works, so you can recognize it. You can recognize if there's problems. One of the things, like the housing bubble bursting, like 2008-ish type timeline. There's people know these things are going to happen. It just doesn't happen. It's people decided not to make choices. There's a little irony back, like in the presidential election when McCain ran that first time back in that time period. Before that, in one of his Senate rants, he predicted that was all going to happen. You can look that up, but it's in YouTube. He said if this and this, and if you do the thing with the mortgages where everybody can get mortgages, the economy's going to collapse. It's just math. And sure enough, it did. But he wasn't the guy that got elected, even though he knew, but he knew what was going to happen and predicted it. And lots of people do, and then people decide not to ignore that. And there again, back to this. That's why these things, it's for you to understand how it works, so you know what side of the argument you might be on. And if you're running a company, and I use General Motors again, back when the bailout stuff happened, I had an opportunity to do a research project with a group of us back when I was getting my MBA back in like 2008, 2010, and we started looking at financials and everything. It's like, wow. How's this company even around? They should be just bankrupt. And they end up doing the bailout thing instead. But the information is there, just what people do with it. So again, knowing how to recognize this stuff and so forth. So okay, so enough of that rant. We got your homework. Okay, covered all that. So I think pretty much got it all covered here. And I'm sorry I ranted a little bit, went on, but again, so that'll do it. Again, the inspiration stuff, if you want to see that video, I think it's very good, or you can find it on my Facebook page. Last thing here will be my test question. So there's the test question, the grandkids. But yeah, besides the cuteness, what are they sitting in? So with that, I will let you all go. You have a great week, and as always, get in touch with me if you need anything. And that's it, everybody. So take care. Have a good week.